Hey guys, insight number 5, last one for the week. So we're in Isaiah 49, verses 13 to 16, and this kind of sums up everything that we've talked about this week, and that you really are not forgotten. And that really has been a central theme I've tried to put forth, because I think a lot of people, I feel, and I've seen, that a lot of people are feeling forgotten and lost and not counted. Whether they're showing that or not, that's what they're feeling. And I'm like, okay, we really need to address this, because you're not. You're really, really not. And you just, yeah, if you really still feel this after listening to all these insights, and you're really still feeling that, contact me. Come on, I want to help you with this. Like, please. But anyway, let's look at 49:13 to 16. And it starts off, "Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for the Lord hath comforted his people, and will have mercy upon his afflicted." So, once again, like, be happy, because the Lord's got your back. He's going to make it better for you. Yes, you're afflicted, whether by your own choices or by someone else's choices in your sphere of existence. He will come in and make it better. Maybe not today, maybe not right away or all at once, but he will make it better. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Anyway, so, and then 14, "And Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken me, and the Lord hath forgotten me." So Zion, remember, that's us. But the Lord's forgotten me. The Lord's forsaken me. I'm like, he's not come in to do that for me. And then the Lord replies, "Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb?" Like, in other words, a woman that is breastfeeding a child, probably not going to forget about that child, right? He's just giving it as an example. Like, he's not saying he's breastfeeding us. Don't get me wrong there, because some people will. He's not saying that. What he's saying is that it's very unlikely. Maybe through mental illness, the mother might be like really tired and forget that, but she'll wake up and be like, "Oh, my child!" Like, it is very unlikely that a woman doing that will forget the child. We'll forget what we're cooking, we'll forget to do the laundry, or we'll leave it in the machine and not put it out to hang out or whatever. Like, we'll forget those kind of things, but we generally don't forget children in our care. It's something that we're kind of hardwired to do. Even dads, like, really, every adult, if you're looking after a little child, it's kind of in you to just look after things like that, children like that, or, some of us young animals too. We're just hardwired to look after each other. It's what we're supposed to do. So he's not going to forget us. And then in 16, and here's the good bit, and this is going to sound familiar to you, because he says this a lot to people who are feeling forgotten or lost. "Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hand. Thy walls are continually before me." So, which is interesting that he says thy walls are continually before me. And that everything you're facing, everything that's hard for you, before him too. He's with you, remember? He's with you, holding your hand, looking at you, going, hard for you? Hard for me too. I'll help you over it. I'll help you through it. I'll help you find the doorway. We'll crack through this wall, no problem. Everything that's going on with you, he is there to help you with everything, whether you caused it or not. Okay? So, you are not forgotten. Now look at Doctrine and Covenants 6, verses 36 to 37. I'll put that in the notes as well. That just goes in well with this. But a powerful attachment here is expressed. We are graven on his palms. So he's a perfected being, and he kept the marks here and on his feet. He kept those. He chose to keep these scars. He cannot forget us, because he holds evidence of us in his palms and his feet. Like, if you've got any scar, like when I put my hand through a window, I don't know if you can see that. Up there, runs around like that, and like a smiley face. That went clear through to the bone. I'm not going to forget that, because I can look at that scar and be like, yep, I remember seeing the bone under that flesh. Not forgetting that. So he has you here. He's not going to forget you. Remember, he suffered not just in life, in Gethsemane and on the cross for us. He's not going to forget you. He knows you. He's not forgetting you. We often claim, though, that we are forgotten or forsaken, lost. And in verse 14, he tells us in often but subtle ways that we are not. So, look for those messages, part of knowing him better. So, verse 14, "The Lord has forsaken me and forgotten me." That's what happens in verse 14. But yet, he tells us in subtle ways. So, look outside. And remember, there's blue sky above those clouds. Or maybe you can see the blue sky where you're looking at this today. But, even if it's in the middle of winter, those trees are going to grow again. They're going to get leaves on them again. And you know that in the heat of summer, that the cool of autumn is coming, or fall if you're American. You know this. So remember those things he's done and have that relationship with him. It's part of getting to know him better. Now, one awesome little book that I love. Now, I inherited this from my friend Paula when she passed away, and I do miss her. But I got this, one of the things that she lovingly gave to me before she passed away, because she knew I loved it too. And now this is done by Deseret Book. So this is like $15 at Deseret Book. I don't know if they still have it. I should probably look at that. It is from a talk from Elder Uchtdorf, one of our favourites. But this is the thing with books from Deseret Book, and this is why it's such a treasure. So what's $15 there? By the time you currency convert it and pay for postage, you're at least paying triple that in New Zealand. And you think, oh, but you earn more than us. No, we don't. So while it might be $15 in America, this is $45 to $50 here for me for this, right? So she brought this back from her trip from the States, and when I went over there to the States, I came back with half a suitcase full of books too, because that's what we do. Sometimes I'll save up all year if I've got some things I want, and there's resources I want for next year that I want to study with, and yeah, it's expensive. So that's why it's a treasure to me, but it's a wonderful talk. And it talks about that forget-me-not in his talk, and the quote I'm going to give is from that, from in here. It's just a beautiful talk. So you don't have to buy the book. You can just get the talk. The talk itself, which I probably should link, is can't find it. Nope. See, should have prepared better. Here's me trying to find it. Oh yeah, Forget Me Not. So it's in October 2011 conferences, or it's in the Ensign of November 2011 when they print it. But it's called Forget Me Not, which is Forget Me Not. Now, the closest thing I could find to a Forget Me Not's on my charm bracelet. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's pretty bad. Yeah, not really. It's there. It's the closest thing I could get to a Forget Me Not, because I loved the talk and I loved what he said, and at the time I was feeling lost and forgotten as well. So if you think that I've never felt like that, I have certainly felt like that, and I still have days where I feel like that, and that's why I got that. So it is purple in the middle, and I know that the flower is blue, and this does have 6 petals and the flower only has 5, but I'm just like, that is the closest thing I could find, and it was really cute, and that reminds me. So that's my tiny little flower. That just reminds me of that talk from Elder Uchtdorf that talks about that we aren't forgotten, and that we don't have to be the big rose or the huge tree in God's garden. He knows every single one of us, every little forget-me-not flower, every tiny little flower. We're known. So the quote that he gives, and I'll read that. So let's see. It says, "Wherever you are, whatever your circumstances may be, you are not forgotten. No matter how dark your days may seem, no matter how insignificant you may feel, no matter how overshadowed you think you may be, your Heavenly Father has not forgotten you. In fact, He loves you with an infinite love." And that's why I got the charm for my charm bracelet, because of that. So on those dark days when I'm feeling like that, or even just, mid-afternoon where I'm like, I still have to do a couple of things and I just want to go to bed, I can look at that and be like, He hasn't forgotten me. If He needs me to do these things, He will give me that strength. And He does, all the time. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for that talk. And so, yeah, if you have the book, go read it again. If you don't, honestly, the talk is just the same, and you can find that for free on the internet. Because maybe his book's out of print. Should have checked that as well. But there you go. Sharing that with you. So thank you for joining me this week. I'm hoping you found something to really give you some hope and some upliftment. Again, I do prayerfully select what we teach. So if you've missed any, go back and have a look at them. They're all saved. Like we do Facebook, or on Instagram, or on YouTube. So whatever thing you're looking through, that's where you're going to find them. And they're there. All right, guys. Stay safe out there. I love you. I'll see you next week for more Isaiah. Yay. Bye.